author. Welcome to the Sapphire Silver Pines Orlando Resort, where guests are checking out permanently. The tidy world of sophisticated dinners and turn-down treats turns topsy-turvy. For Maya French, the managing director, when other Sapphire executives turn up as dead as a polished doorknob. Maya dodges bullets, literally, and police suspicion as she hunts for the killer. The fun and sun of Florida turned deadly with this atmospheric cozy. Chapter 1. Redmond Torrey lay dead in his tuxedo in the middle of the huge pile of used white sheets and towels. When I ran into one of our maids, Maria, who had found Torrey and was screaming her head off in the laundry department, I did the right thing. I called security first, then French. I stayed with Maria and got her to pipe down. But I got about as much credit for that as a beggar at Lloyd's of London. French, my husband, glared at me, his blue eyes frosty. I still don't understand why you came back to the hotel. Like I told you, after we made love, I was energized. You know how I get. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to visit Jake. He's on night audit. Is that such a crime? No, but murder is, French snapped. Get real. You're not accusing me of murder. I glared back at him, my blood starting to boil. No, but the Orlando PD will. Not waiting for an answer, French turned on his heel, walked back to the corpse, and hands in his pockets, stared. He could be so difficult at times. He didn't care what I had to say. I was just a further complication in what was going to be a doozy of a night. French had arrived on scene in a lightning flash. We were waiting for our security guys, Bob and Dirk. I could hear their footsteps now, echoing like thundering rhinos in the cement block underground corridors of the hotel. They rounded the corner and stopped short, drawing their guns and aiming at the laundry, as if the murderer might jump out from the pile of soiled and lumpy hotel linens. Following close behind them were David Enderly, French's property manager, and Lauren White, the PR gal. What was she doing here? Oh my God, Lauren gushed in her over-the-top Southern accent. What happened? French looked at her, said nothing, then looked at me. I got his message loud and clear. I was supposed to take charge of Lauren and keep her out of the men's way. The men would take care of this. I obliged French because that was my job. A good hotel wife knew how to smooth over the most uncomfortable situations. Lauren, I said with a smile, come here. Stand with Maria and me. Her face registered for shock. She came over, but not until she had taken a good long gander at Torrey. Oh my God, she said again, but this time her voice was hushed, a bit more collected. The pupils of her aqua eyes were as big as black holes in deep space. Who would want Mr. Torrey dead? Who knows, I answered, though I had a few ideas rattling around my head. Torrey lived a bit too large. Had his wife been here, I would have suspected her. Then there were all the people he had managed to piss off in the hotel industry. Is he strangled? Looks like. Maria whimpered. I put my arm around her, and she buried her face in my shoulder. I patted her back while I gave Lauren a look that said, cool it. Is that pantyhose around his neck? Lauren whispered, her polished nails in her mouth. Yes, it is. It's tied in a bow, Maya, she said. I know. Creepy, isn't it? I answered. Oh my God, she said again. She was as annoying and repetitious as a minor bird that knew only one phrase. She and the sobbing Maria were keeping me at the sidelines. I wanted to hear what French and the guys were saying. Lauren, I said, calm down. The police will be here any minute. Lauren smoothed the sides of her little black dress and stood with the toes of her black patent high heels pointed slightly inward. With her long blonde hair, she looked innocent and sexy at the same time. Just then, two of Orlando's finest arrived. Police Chief Rick Wells and his chunky deputy, Detective Sergeant Tom Craner. The men clustered around Redmond Torrey. French explained to Rick and Tom that Torrey was the president of Sapphire Hotels and Resorts. He was still in his tux from the party we had all just attended a few hours earlier. I tuned into their conversation as I stared at Torrey. Unlike gory messes I had walked in on in the past, this murder scene was surrealistic, so clean and white, except for Torrey's face, already turning an unbecoming shade of purplish blue. His limbs were twisted into unnatural positions, as though he might be practicing an eerie Irish jig. I felt sorry for him, poor fool. He wouldn't be addressing any more managers' conferences, no matter how prestigious or important they were.